Hello everyone, this is Mariana with Street Life Ministries, and this is my monthly video update for November. I want to start out this update with a verse that was really speaking to me this morning. It's Psalm 4:7, and it says that God has put more joy and rejoicing in our hearts than they know when their wheat and new wine have yielded abundantly. And what that means is basically if everything in the world is going right and circumstances are all lining up and prosperity is coming in jobs, finances, or career situations like that, that causes the world to rejoice and to be happy in those things. But God in that verse is saying that He puts more joy and more rejoicing in our hearts when we walk with Him, and that when we live out daily our lives in His presence, that there is so much more joy and so much more rejoicing than even when someone who's in the world has everything like falling into place and lining up. And I just think that's a great thing to meditate on, to get a hold of, to really just grasp in our hearts, that there's such a joy and there's such a rejoicing that God has for us, and that walking with Him and just knowing all that He's saved us from and all that He's constantly doing in our lives, in us and through us to others, causes us to have such joy and such rejoicing. It's just better than anything that the world has to offer. And on that note, I want to share with you guys about Jeffrey. I shared about him in my last video update. It was a divine appointment that I had in Flushing on Main Street. He was really broken, going through some really difficult circumstances. His mother was sick and going through depression and just other things that were bothering him. And I really felt like the Lord, if he was going to pray and call out to the Lord, that the Lord was going to show Himself real to Jeffrey by working in those circumstances. Because he had been saying to me that first day that I met him that he wasn't even sure if God was real or not. He thought he believed when he was a child, but he had kind of lost that faith, and so I just really encouraged him, and even had the opportunity to teach him how to pray, because he didn't even know how to pray. He was like, how do I do that? And I just told him, just talk to God like He's your best friend. Explain what you're going through and ask Him to help you and to give you strength, and even to bring healing to your mother, and to bring you joy. And so he said that he was going to do that, and I prayed with him that day. And then when we were in Main Street this Saturday, I saw him again, and his whole entire countenance had changed. He looked so much happier, and just more lighthearted. He didn't look like he had these like heavy burdens, just weighing on him like he did before. And so we went up to him and started talking with him, and he's like, guess what? It's working. This whole praying to God thing is working. Like, my mom is getting better as I pray and ask God to heal her, and God's giving me strength just daily to face every circumstance and every situation that comes my way. And he was just so happy and so excited about that, and he was even just looking for more, like in terms of somebody to work with him and disciple him a little bit more. So we took him over and introduced him to Gerald, who's one of the guys that's on staff here, and they exchanged phone numbers, and they're going to keep in touch, and Gerald's just going to pour into him. So I'm really excited to be able to tell you guys more and see all that God is really going to do in Jeffrey's life. It's just so awesome when people receive the word of the Lord and they act upon it, and then God moves in their lives, and it just causes such faith to rise up and such a hunger to rise up, which is exactly what happened in Jeffrey. So I just wanted to update you guys on that. That's really exciting, and just to ask you to keep him in your prayers, that he'll just keep hungering and growing in the knowledge of God, and that he will really give his life over to the Lord. Because I think the Lord could do great things in him and through him. He's just very teachable. So that's really exciting, and those are just a couple of things that are going on. We've also been doing our Sunday fellowship that I think I mentioned to you guys. It's 5 p.m. on Sundays for a time of prophetic worship, a time of teaching the Word, and then just getting with people one-on-one and discipling them. And that's been going really well. We have a couple of families that have been coming, as well as some young people who have been coming. So we really just covet your prayers, as this is a new endeavor for us, and we just really want to follow God and walk in all that He has for us in that, and really be able to disciple the world to Him and further disciple believers so that they can walk in the things that God truly desires His body to walk in. So I pray that you guys are blessed and have just an awesome Thanksgiving and everything, and I'll talk to you soon.